My dear elegant ladies, point number one is all about the elegant ladies. They never buy into fast fashion items unless it's an item that they know will last them for years. Elegant women are environmentally conscious and they don't want to contribute to waste. Therefore, we tend to wear more of a classic style because these type of cuts, we can wear them for years and years to come. Instead of buying into all of these trends that only last one season and then you kind of have to throw the garment away. Now, point number two. This one I think is interesting because there is this trend of, consumption, overconsumption, spending like crazy, spending like you have, I don't know how many millions in your bank account. But actually, elegant ladies, they don't do that. Because elegant ladies, they never buy things that are overpriced. An elegant lady does like a bargain. An elegant lady is conscious of how she spends her hard-earned money. There are things that I personally don't buy because I know that I can get this for half the price somewhere else and it's gonna be as good quality. Yes, maybe sometimes there is a particular label attached, sometimes there is a buzz around an item, but this is where elegance steps in because you simply don't buy into the hype. Point number three. An elegant woman would never, ever spend money that she doesn't have. Meaning, she would never go and take a loan just so that she can go shopping or buy things that are truly not that important. I would also not recommend, my dear elegant ladies, to buy luxury if you can't afford it. Meaning that you have to somehow make weird prioritizations. Maybe you have to take a loan to afford a designer handbag. No, don't do it. It's really not worth it. And I know you might think for yourself, yes, but it's easy for you, Anna, to say who can afford these things. But let me tell you one thing. Being now on the other side of being able to afford, luxuries, designer items, I must tell you that it is not necessary to be elevated, to look elegant, to feel good about yourself with these items. You don't need them in your life. What you need is to sort out your debts, making sure you don't have debts, and making sure you do the right priorities. Of course, what are the right priorities for you might be different for someone else. All I'm saying is that materialistic items don't deserve to get the majority of your paycheck. Point number four. So we are in times where it's all about overconsumption. We are in this rat race of work hard so that you can afford all these shiny objects, all the materialistic things. And it's kind of weird that we work so hard just so that we can spend all that money on materialistic things that in the end of the day, they don't really make us happy. And one thing that I've noticed is that we seem to have a problem in our society that many people, they spend a lot of money when they're sad, when they have anxiety, when they feel lonely, or whenever they deal with difficult emotions. I remember myself, about a decade ago, I would have this thing that whenever I felt, let's say, sad or lonely or anxious, I would love going to the mall. The mall was my happy place. I don't know why, it just made me feel so good. And then you leave the mall with some little purchase that made you feel better. But that's the thing, these small purchases, they make you only temporarily happy. They do release dopamine in your system, but then you're out of pocket. Then you have wasted money, maybe on something that you don't even need. And the problem is that many people, they make this as a habit. It's part of their routine to go and buy something and then they feel good about it. And then, that happiness wears off until the next time they purchase something. So they're part of this rat race of just buying, and then working really hard to make sure that they can do all this buying. All I'm saying is that point number four, an elegant lady would never purchase anything just to soothe her sadness. If you are sad, if you have issues, there are far more healthier ways on how you can deal with those difficult emotions than just going and doing a quick fix by wasting money. You might be thinking, okay, but what should I spend money on? And that's the thing. Point number 5 is that an elegant woman, she's not prioritizing her paycheck on spending on only materialistic things. Of course, we need some materialistic things in our lives, but actually, there are some other bigger and better investments that one can make instead of always just spending all your money on materialistic things. So what are those things? Well, I think one of the key things is definitely education. education. It's definitely experiences and memories with your loved ones and with your friends. I also think it's about investing in your health. For me personally, I've always spent a lot of money on health because I believe health is wealth. As long as your health is in order, that means everything else is going to be great too in your life. There is nothing worse than bad health. So point number 5 is really about an elegant woman. She understands the priorities of how she should be spending, and in particularly education. An elegant woman does invest in her education because investing in personal growth, it is always bound for getting a return on that investment, by the way, but also it's going to improve your life and your well-being and perhaps even make your goals come true. Number 6. As I just mentioned about health is wealth, this is kind of connected to that because if you're able to afford decent food products, meaning that you don't live on, let's say, minimum wage or anything like that, you have a normal or a decent paycheck coming in. But if you are still cutting corners in certain departments that are so important not to cut corners in, like the food you eat. Me personally, I am still kind of in shock how someone could think that the things you put in your mouth are not important. Meaning that, oh yes, I can go and eat all these crazy processed and chemical foods and then live a happily ever after long life. So if you have just a little bit of money to spend, always opt for premium when it comes to the things that you put in your mouth, because that's going to affect your entire health, your well-being, your physique, your appearance, your skin, and of course, your happily ever after. Look after yourself, ladies. Point number 8. Now, the students in my styling program called the Elegant Stylist, if you want to join the next enrollment, by the way, go to elegantstylist.me and get more information. So my students know that I'm talking a lot about repeat buying in my program. And that is because elegant women, they are not repeat buying. But what is repeat buying? Well, it's when you are buying things that you already have in your closet. But what happens is that many women, they have certain items that they just love. Let's call it their favorite items. And they become almost blind to that they already have a lot of these things in their closet. Maybe it's a particular color, a print, a style, whatever. So they keep seeking out subconsciously these items when they're out shopping. So subconsciously they keep repeat buying without noticing it. I had this thing. I used to buy so many skater dresses, black skater dresses to be specific, because I just really liked the way they looked on me. I really thought that, oh, I found this nice piece of garment that just looks so well on me. And what I didn't notice is that I actually ended up with like over 10 skater dresses in my closet without realizing it. Because I was all the time like, oh, there's a skater dress black, I must have it. Or let's say, I don't know, 2 weeks later, I would be like, oh, look at this black skater dress. Oh, I need to have it, you know, and then it would just go on and on and on like that. And that is such a bad thing to do. You're wasting money, you're looking the same, you're not evolving your wardrobe, and you're literally just wasting money down the drain. But more about how not to waste your money down the drain in my program, The Elegant Stylist, because truly there I teach you how you can invest your money cleverly in the items that you buy so that you always have a closet full of options of great things that you can wear. Go to elegantstylist.me to find out more about this program. Point number 9. Elegant ladies never buy only designer items. Now there is this misconception that, well, if I want to be elegant, I should always wear expensive garments, right? And expensive garments are usually designer labeled. But the truth is that no, you don't. Actually, who cares if you're wearing designer or not? I personally don't care, and I have never put that pressure on myself or any of you ladies. What it is about is to purchase quality. And of course, quality oftentimes come at a price tag, come with a designer label, but not always. You can easily find quality even on a budget. And we talk about those things a lot on this channel, so go and check out my other videos for that conversation. All I want to tell you is that the elegant mindset is not to be designer label obsessed. Because if your mission is just to be wearing designers from top to bottom, I feel like that's when you lack curating a style for yourself. Having a style is mixing and matching and not being too focused on a name, but rather on quality and what looks good on you. Point number 10. Elegant women would never buy anything unless they ask these 3 questions. Why do I need this in my life? How will this improve my life? Is this really worth it? Is it really worth the price? Once you can answer those 3 questions so it makes sense, then yes, go ahead and purchase this item. But if you don't have a good answer to these questions, then ladies, I'm sorry to say, elegant ladies would never buy this.